Hello and welcome to the Jeremy Branch YouTube channel. This is kind of a test run to see if I even know how to use the technology anymore. They've done some updating on OBS and it looks like I'm in here. How we doing, everybody? King of the Hills, Colby Sullivan, Tyler Adams. So good to see you, my friends. Wow, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and I kind of wanted to catch up, just kind of let everybody know what I'm up to, where I've been, and I've got some notes here, so we can just go ahead and jump in without killing a bunch of time doing it. Hacks, man, it's so good to see everybody. It's very, very nice that y'all decided to stop by. This is an impromptu stream. I clocked out of work at 4:30 p.m. So Monday through Friday, I work at a company that does in-store audio advertising for independent retail locations. There's my mom calling. Perfect timing, Mom. Which means I record commercials for grocery stores, price and product promotions primarily, but then other stuff as well. I've been with that company for years now. Ever since the pandemic, I started working from home. They allowed me to continue to do that. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, that's what I'm up to. Additionally, because we've kind of moved to a different area, the cost of our lives have gone up a little bit. So, in addition to doing that, I started a company called Branch Advertising about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And what that company does is offer social media management to smaller businesses here in the area, mostly contractors. Like I've had roofing companies and design build companies, and basically people that know that they need a digital presence online, need a digital presence online, but just don't have the time to mess with it because they're out doing real work. So they outsource that to me. I get them, to sign up for 6 month or 1 year contracts. I've got a couple of restaurants that I work with. It's been cool work. It's not glamorous, but it's something that helps pay the bills. And then in addition to that, I also been doing rideshare, and that's where the majority of like my crazy stories come in, right? Like the other jobs, they pay pretty good. Even like doing Uber and Lyft also pays pretty good, but I meet some characters. I feel like every single trip that I take is another potential podcast so I'm like really considering, do I just get everybody to sign a consent form when they get into the car so that I can document their lives and share it with people? Because it's wild. It's wild. I get all sorts of people. I'd say like 95% of it, super positive, normal people. The other 5% are some version of extreme, whether it just be like I'm 43 years old. I've seen some things over the years, right? I've been on the earth a long time. I had my first prostitute encounter a couple of weeks ago. That was interesting. Picked up she was a train wreck, but very clearly, aesthetically, when I looked at her outfit, I was like, oh, she's a hooker. It's like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. She's going to meet a John. They don't let you know that on the app. You know what I mean? When you're going to pick somebody up, it's like not like this next person is a low class prostitute, So that was wild. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Oh, there's Ian Elliott Carter, Tyler. What's up, y'all? How's the audio doing? Aaron, welcome to the conversation. So glad y'all are all here. Hopefully it sounds all right. I'm like got a little bit of nerves, man. It's crazy. That's why I wanted to go live, because it's been a long time since I've done it. So anyways, between all of those things, I'm staying very busy. That's all of like my work life stuff. Also, I've got a wife. I try to spend time with her. We go see a movie once a week, sometimes more, other times we don't make it. But I've been getting up in the morning and taking my paddleboard out, going and spending like not a lot of time, 30 minutes, an hour, just paddling around on the water. See all sorts of cool stuff doing that. See dolphins. Like the other day, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I was out there with a pod of like 6 to 8 dolphins. Never seen a prostitute before, like in person. Never seen a dolphin give birth until a couple weeks ago. That was like some pretty amazing stuff to experience out there. I'll get up at like 6, be out there 6:30, paddle around until about 7:30, come in, take a shower, go to work. So I'm staying super busy, suffice it to say. Additionally, I still talk to Ian and Alex. Ian and myself and Alex have been discussing movies every week over there in kind of a movie club. You can definitely head over and check that out. Each of us has just taken turns recommending a movie. Hey, you should check this out. Or I've been wanting to watch this and I haven't had a chance yet. Let's give it a watch and talk about it afterwards. I've been really enjoying doing that. Every week at Saturday at 4:30 p.m., you can hear me on Let's Go Pensacola, which is a local radio station. It's out of the Cat Country radio station. I do it with Julio Diaz. It's his show. He's been doing it for years, and I enjoy being able to guest on it. It gives me a chance to continue to talk about movies, which that's something I legitimately do because I love to do it. So I'm happy I've been able to continue to do that. And about a month ago, he supposed an idea to me. He's like, hey, we should do a top 25 horror movies of the last 25 years. It's 2025. Let's cover, the entire first quarter of the new century. And I thought it was a daunting task. Like, I'm like, man, not only do I have to come up with the 25 horror movies that I've loved over the last 25 years, which is like, when you look at it in one way, that's like one movie a year. But then also I've got to share my picks with you. And I'm like, I watch a lot of horror movies. That was kind of like my big point of contention. It's like, dude, I've seen so many things that you haven't. You're going to put other things on your top 25, but you're guilty of omission. You only aren't picking my movies because you haven't seen them yet, which, yeah, who knows about that. But anyway, so that was kind of the kernel that got me interested in making content again. I was like, I really do like horror movies, and I love talking about horror movies. I love a chance to be able to share recommendations with people. And when I make these videos, hopefully people can offer me recommendations and give me ideas about some things I haven't seen before. That all sounds incredible. But 25 was not enough, because I'm like, is a horror comedy really a horror? Can I put 28 Days Later and Shaun of the Dead in the same category? Started really overthinking things, and I'm like, you know what? I could probably like just really go with this. So I started coming up with horror subgenres. I've got horror, international horror, films that were shot and produced outside the US. I've got supernatural horror, comedy horror, science fiction horror. And there's a lot of reasons. Mostly I just didn't want to neglect some of my favorite picks. But also I figured like I could kind of make a series out of that and really start talking about all of these things that I'm super passionate about. Well, I uploaded the first one, Supernatural Horror, got about 200 views. No, nothing to write home about, but also glad that those of you that stopped by and liked it did that. And those of you that checked it out, that means a lot. It's a passion project of mine. Well, while all of this was happening, Holden had contacted me right after I saw Superman, and he's like, hey, do you want to start doing reviews for my channel? And I'm like, it's just so cool. I have stayed in touch with Holden, but not like a whole lot. But when he asked me that, I was like, man, that's really cool. I do enjoy talking movies. I don't have any illusions of like, I'm going to make a living off of YouTube. So the opportunity to be able to post movie reviews over on Holden's channel where they're actually going to get seen was exciting to me. So I sent him an I Know What You Did Last Summer review, kind of just to say, hey, like, check out the format. Let me know if you want me to tweak anything. This is kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think? And he's like, oh, it's great. I'm going to upload it. And I was like, all right, let's go. The feedback was mostly positive. I mean, it didn't get Holden and Jen number views, but people watched it and people were like super nice and supportive. So I was like, this is really cool. I should continue to do this when I can. So I've got that going on while I'm trying to work my way through this top 25 videos. Like there's like 5 of them that I have scripted out. I uploaded the second one yesterday. It got like 50 views. Which, it is what it is. They're a lot of work though. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out what it is that people expect and want from my channel. And when I make horror content, I get multiple comments, and you can look to verify this. I get multiple comments that are like, I don't mess with it, but just wanted to stop by and say hello. Good to hear from you or whatever. I was going to do a Fantastic Four review for Holden's channel. Glenn ended up inviting us all to go and watch Fantastic Four. And Holden was like, you can still do a review. That'd be fine, you know? And I was like, I feel weird about it. I don't want to step on any toes. It seems weird to me to have two Fantastic Four reviews up back to back on your channel. I feel like it's almost, it could cause contention or like, I don't know. I just don't want it to be weird. So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do the Fantastic Four review for my channel. And it got, you know, the best numbers out of all of them. And it's because it's a Marvel property. A lot of people know me because they saw me talking about Marvel movies. It makes sense. So that's a part of why I think that it did good numbers comparatively. And then also because I think people prefer to be able to see me on camera, right? That's another one of my kind of takeaways. So I started thinking, is there a way that I can integrate myself into those horror videos? And I think I could, but they're scripted. So like, I feel like it's a different thing where like sometimes I'm just talking off the cuff, like I do in the reviews. Other times I'm literally like reading. So I don't know. I don't have a teleprompter. Maybe I need to get a teleprompter and then I can kind of, you know, split the difference and be on camera while I'm talking about these things and still do the script. Maybe what I need to do is pivot and just not do them scripted. I don't know. So anyways, that's what's going on there. So it all kind of happened at one time. And in addition to all of that, I feel like there's like a cultural excitement going on around YouTube film punditry again. Like I got into this a long time ago, back in like, we'll say 2012, 2013, when I started watching, it was AMC Movie Talk. It was the Schmoes. It was, you know, John Campea, Heroes, turned into Collider. There was Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman. Like all these people are the reason why I looked at it and I was like, you know, that's really cool. I love that they're just candidly talking about movies and that people are engaging. There's like this community. And on the heels of the release of Superman and Fantastic Four and even Thunderbolts before that, I feel like there's something in the air where I'm feeling nostalgic. I'm feeling like people are energized and like, you know, I am a diehard MCU fan up to like Endgame. And then I kind of fell off. I liked the you know, Star Wars Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and Rogue One. And then I kind of fell off. I feel like enthusiasm started to wane, and it's because of just this oversaturation. This market was just at capacity, and everybody decided they were going to jump into the film space, and everybody started doing the things that inspired me to do what I was doing. And the excitement kind of died, and that's where I kind of started falling out of, you know, making content because it's very time consuming. You spend a lot of time inside, you spend a lot of time kind of separated from the outside world. And when I stopped, like, I do feel like, I don't know, in some ways my mental health got a little bit better. I'm a little bit more of like a productive and functioning person in the outside world, but I think I'm able now to kind of navigate the balance a little bit better. I'm so busy with other stuff that I can't just like obsess over making content. And that's kind of where I'm at right now is like, I want to do it for fun. I want to do it because I enjoy the conversations with you guys. I want to do it because I really like having the outlet to talk about movies, but I don't want to do it as like something that I feel bad about myself when I don't achieve what other people do, you know. The gift and the curse about, you know, collaborating with Holden was always like, it was great to be able to share that experience with him and grow with that channel. It didn't always translate, and I know people personally that did everything right. They did the perfect thumbnails, they searched the right SEO terms, they did the formula exactly as they should, and it didn't pan out for them. So like there's a lot of different aspects. It takes this perfect alchemy for things to all come together and have a successful YouTube channel. And at this point, like I'm relatively successful without the YouTube channel, yet I still want to do it because it's fun and it's exciting and I love talking to you guys. You know what I mean? So like ultimately that's why I'm here now. We'll see how sustainable it is. I do want to continue to make those videos, but man, it's like putting in 20, 30 hours and then, is it going to get seen? Is it not? We'll see. So yeah, I went and saw Thunderbolts. I was like, this is really good. Like, holy crap, this feels to me, it reminded me what it was like to be an enthusiastic fan of Marvel movies again. I hadn't felt that since probably like WandaVision. And while Loki's really good, there's like some good stuff in that television era of Marvel, but it just felt like it was getting stretched thin. So I was really like refreshed and rejuvenated when I saw Thunderbolts. Fast forward to going and seeing Superman. And like when the trailers for Superman came out, it didn't really do much for me. Like I remember seeing the Thunderbolts trailers and being like, that looks like my kind of movie. I'm into that. And the Superman trailer, I don't know. Like I was a little on the fence because I'm not a big Superman fan in the first place. Right? I do like James Gunn, and I've liked James Gunn's work since way back in the day, before Guardians of the Galaxy, But when he released Guardians of the Galaxy, he got real comfortable with a formula. He did Guardians, he did Guardians 2, he did Guardians 3. All of these things, they're kind of similar, right? Obviously, it's the same franchise. But then he went over to DC, and he did Peacemaker. And Peacemaker is awesome. It's also kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. And then he did the Suicide Squad, which is also a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy. Same characters in Peacemaker. I think I messed up the order of those, but you get what I'm saying. Like he was kind of playing in this wheelhouse of let me take a bunch of dysfunctional, miscreants, a bunch of outcasts from society, put them together. They're all criminals. They're all a little rough around the edges, but ultimately they have a heart of gold. They can come together. They can form this loving, if dysfunctional family, and great. That's James Gunn's thing. Throw in a big giant monster battle in there, some nice needle drops, some cool action scenes. You got a James Gunn movie, baby. We know he does that really, really well. And then he did Creature Commandos, and I'm like, all right, James Gunn, I see you, dude. We know you can make this movie. You've made this movie like 5 times. You know what I mean? Great. Can you make a Superman movie? Can you make a movie about a character that is like earnest and very, I guess earnest is the word that I'm looking for. Just like an all around good, virtuous, good natured person. Can that work, or all your characters got to be smart asses and snarky? And so I wasn't sure about it. And the trailers, they showed a whole lot of other stuff. So when I went and saw the movie, I think I already had my guard up a little bit. I freaking loved it, dude. I thought it was great because, so 2 things can be true at once. This was very quintessentially a James Gunn movie still. All of those things. You got your big giant monster fights. You got your the Justice Gang, pretty much Creature Commandos, aka the Suicide Squad, aka the Guardians of the Galaxy. But then Superman, as a character, was like elevated above all of that. Like he had some kind of funny lines in it, but they seemed really true to the character, and I felt like they got the essence of Superman right. And I walked out of that movie being like, I think I get it. I think I understand what people love about Superman. I've done away with like the movies are terrible branding. I've done away with the pop culture nihilist, all of that shit, because I feel like I'm kind of over being cynical. Maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age, but it felt really good to feel inspired and to see this character that was like hopeful and aspirational. And it moved me, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, if that's what people love about Superman, I understand, So I loved that. I thought it was such a good movie. When I saw the Fantastic Four trailers, it's kind of the same thing. I was like, I don't know if that's for me. Fantastic Four are dumb. Fantastic Four are not a cool team. I mean, I get the appeal of Johnny Storm. I called him Johnny Blaze, I think, in a review the other day. Go figure, right? I mean, it makes sense, especially if you grew up listening to Wu-Tang. Oh, well, welcome. I appreciate it. See, that you're new. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but I see you and I really appreciate you talking by. Reala Susan. Sorry if I butchered that, but thank you for being here. Yeah, I saw those trailers for Fantastic Four, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I like that they're doing a retro futurist thing. That's a kind of cool aesthetic. I knew it was kind of going to be a self-contained Marvel movie. We'll wait and see. My buddy Julio, that I do the radio show with, he was raving about Superman, and I'm like, I don't know. And I can't wait to see Fantastic Four. And I'm like, does anybody even care about the Fantastic Four? I know they're the Marvel first family. I've been made aware of that. Yeah, they are the Marvel's first family. But has anybody in the last 20 years cared about the Fantastic Four? They keep trying to make Fantastic Four movies. I didn't care for the Tim Story ones, and I didn't care for the Josh Trank ones. And I think that Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, stretchy body guy, it's a silly power. It's hard to do on the big screen. I went and saw the movie, and I loved it. It is like legitimately cool in how very little it cares about being cool. Joss Whedon introduced the world of kind of irony into the superhero genre, and it worked really well for a long time. But there started to be a sameness between all of the movies, and they all felt very much of the same kind of brain trust, which they all are, so that makes sense. And even James Gunn, his movies are so jokey. And I will say where I think Fantastic Four succeeded, even where Superman didn't, is it didn't insist on going for the joke and at the cost of the more dramatic moments. Like, I loved that about it. And it was also earnest and it was also hopeful and aspirational. And in this world, like, people were inherently good, like they all loved the Fantastic Four. And while they did get a little restless and suspicious, ultimately, it proved that like that society on 828 were like good. And I like that. I like that there's been this kind of resurgence of like non-cynicism and just like hopefulness in superhero movies. Like that's the whole appeal, right? Is that they're aspirational, is that they're like things that we can look up to as being better, and how we ourselves can be better reflected through the media, right? um and what's up, Matt? No, I did not. I did not. They offered. Holden says it in the video, man. I think me and you were on the same page. It was like if it wasn't 10:40 showtime, I would have definitely been there. But that was just a little too late for this guy. It would have screwed up my entire Saturday. So no, I did not. Okay, Tyler, I will not spoil any of the movies. I'm just kind of talking about them in the most general terms and the ways that they made me feel. But yeah, Fantastic Four is visually really distinct. It looks like a Sid Mead concept drawing, right? And I know he's just my go-to because he did the concept art for like Blade Runner and a bunch of other stuff that you would probably recognize. He worked on a bunch of movies, Star Wars and stuff like that. But that retro futurism style really rose to prominence in the mid 1960s, maybe a little before that. Basically, what would the world of tomorrow look like if today's technology advanced back then? So you get things like the TVA in Loki. You get things like some of WandaVision, but mostly what you see in Loki. You also get things like Tomorrowland and the Magic Kingdom. That is very much a realized version of that retro futurism style, which I personally love, especially as it moved further into the 70s and early 80s. Those are things that I remember from my really young childhood. Like we had this book called Tomorrow and Beyond, and it had a bunch of retro futurism artwork in it. And so like it was very impactful mentally in my formative years. So like I love that they bring a lot of that aesthetic into Fantastic Four. I love that this movie is not bogged down by the weight of 30 years of other movies and characters and da 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 da. And granted, I'm pretty, caught up with most of it. So it's not like I'd be lost, but it was just so freeing to be like, these are the only heroes in this world. I like that. I feel like that's why origin stories oftentimes were really empowering, is because of that aspirational or the wish fulfillment aspect of it, you know? It was always like, here's the world, it's grounded. Now you buy into this one fantastical thing, and that's the journey that you go on. Marvel walked away from that a long time ago, and with Fantastic Four, it does throw you into a world where fantastical things clearly exist. Similar to Superman, there's a lot of parallels between these two movies. But man, I just really like them. I really like them a lot. I think that they both did what they needed to do, and that is gave me not only hope in the future of the franchises, but like enthusiasm to see what happens next. I like the characterizations of everybody a lot in Fantastic Four, the uniforms, like just everything about it was super cool. I'm not the first person to say this. I didn't watch anything about Fantastic Four until I saw the movie, but afterwards I started watching all the spoilers and reviews and all of that kind of stuff. But I heard somebody kind of talking about how Reed Richards' superpower is not that he can stretch, it's that he is a genius. And I feel like they showcase that really well in Fantastic Four. Also, Fantastic Four wasn't overly concerned with action set pieces. It's got one of the best action set pieces I've seen in a long time, and just visually it was incredible. It's when Silver Surfer is chasing them through like the, I don't know, wormholes or something, you know what I mean, like black holes and wormholes, or hyperspace, you know what I'm talking about. There's like lasers bending when they're trying to shoot at her because of the physics within this little like vacuum of space that they're in. It's really neat stuff. And it was also cool to like see the Fantastic Four experiencing weightlessness. I don't know, it harkened back to like early days of space exploration, which there's like an awe-inspiring aspect to that. Like a again, aspirational, where you're like, man, everything is possible. Like humanity is a species of unlimited potential. And yeah, while I can be cynical and be like, what have we used that for? We don't have hoverboards, but we do have anime grok girlfriends. You know, it's fine. I guess that's the trade-off. Just the idea of like anything is possible is a cool thing, and I feel like the movie captured that in a way, and I think that's what the best fantasy is able to capture. So big fan of that. Big fan of that. Can't wait to see what's next for Fantastic Four. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it. Um, so I talked a little bit about what I've been doing on my spare time, but what I didn't mention is I've been doing a hell of a lot of gaming over the past couple of weeks, because at the beginning of July, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 was released. So I've been getting down on that. I don't play a whole lot of multiplayer. Just something about having the homies sitting on the couch with you playing the games, that is irreplaceable. That experience is irreplaceable. And plus, like online, even though I have like pretty good internet, despite what my stream may be showing you right now, I feel like it's a little bit laggy. It just doesn't play exactly the same. But I really love it. It's got a lot of the songs from the original, plus a bunch of new songs. The mechanics are a little bit different. It's fun. You know, I thought I was good. Like, I could smoke everybody in my hometown when I played this back in the day. I could smoke everybody in the neighborhood. Then you get online and it's a very humbling experience. I'm like real happy with my millions that I'll crack on those first levels, you know? These other people are getting like 2.5. I'm like, holy crap, dude, it's wild. But yeah, so really enjoying that. Love that Tony Hawk like really lobbied to get Bam Margera in the game, despite Bam's many shortcomings. I think it's nice to see that he was still there for him and was like, hey, he was a pivotal part of this game's success and why it is what it is. I really wish Bam would get his shit together, man. This is not a podcast that is like an intervention for Bam Margera, but it's sad. He was the GOAT. I loved those CKY videos growing up, like those were very pivotal in my youth as well. So like, I just wish he could get on the level. Tyler, I did not. I really want to see it. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch it right when I get done here, because I did see that there was a Hellraiser game dropping and I neglected to check it out. Another game that I'm playing though, cause like I'm an old head and I haven't played games in like 15 years, literally been 15 years since I've been like a regular gamer. So I'm playing Alien Isolation. And it's scary. It's legitimately scary. I'm so excited for Predator Badlands. I thought Killer of Killers was so good. I'm so excited for Alien Earth. I like there's so much going on right now that I'm so hyped for. You did, Matt. It was in the very beginning. I mean, I'm still kind of talking about it. I've been around, but basically just working my butt off. But if you do want to go back and check it out, you're gonna be bored. It's just me saying I've been working a lot, and that's why I haven't been around. um, and that's the truth. Like I just my life is get up at about 6 o'clock in the morning, paddleboard till 7, work till 4:30, get off work, make dinner, do some driving when I can, watch a movie, watch a couple TV shows. The Trainwreck series on Netflix has been very amusing. And then go to bed, do it all again tomorrow. Like I said, squeeze in some Uber and Lyft rides when I can, and just trying to get ahead in a lot of ways, getting some sun. There's a pool here at the condos also, and it occurred to me that I'd only been out there like 10 times in the past 2.5 years that I've lived here. So I was like, I got to fix that. So I've been going down to the pool, like I'll be on a lunch break and I'll just go sit out there, kind of wait around for 15 minutes, come back upside. It's Florida. It's the summer in Florida. I should be taking advantage of it. So that's what I've been trying to do. And it's been good. It's been very good. I saw Happy Gilmore 2 the other day. I think I'm just into movies again right now because I had a lot of fun with it. It's so stupid. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's good. It was not good. But if you're gonna try to tell me that the original Happy Gilmore is good, I might have to debate you there. I love Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, and then Waterboy. But like first, it's Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is my favorite Adam Sandler movie, other than like, Punch Drunk Love is really good, and Uncut Gems is also really freaking good. But like Adam Sandler movies, I can quote Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison like way too much. I was predicting lines for Happy Gilmore 2 when it came out. I saw a reviewer. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Cody Leach. He's a guy I really like. He's somebody I casually know, and he was like, does it recapture the magic of the first Happy Gilmore? And I'm like, what do you mean? Did it put you in a time machine and make you 12 years old when you were watching it again? No, that's a lot to ask of a movie. It's a lot to ask of a movie. You know what I mean? So no, it did not put me in a time machine and make me 12 again, but I had fun with it. It shows Adam Sandler's growth as a filmmaker, which is to say that he hasn't grown all that much as a filmmaker. He tries to put like emotional moments in it, but it all kind of starts with him murdering his wife with a golf ball. So that like kind of undermines the dramatic aspect of it because it's so absurd. What I found though is it was like kind of quoting of the old movies / all of the cameos in it that I enjoyed the most. I'm telling Victoria, I'm like, oh, that's that person. Oh, there's Bad Bunny. Oh, there's Eminem. Oh, there's blah blah blah. Oh, look, it's just there's 150 cameos in this movie, and I enjoyed that part of it. The music's good. It got like the nostalgic Adam Sandler standards in there. It was fun. I had a good time with it, to the point that I'm like, are we getting back to a place where like screwball comedies have a chance of resurging? Well, I'm gonna go find out on Thursday because I'm going to see Naked Gun. I don't know. I'm curious. It looks so stupid by the trailers, but it should be, and I'm just trying to embrace the stupid. What's the Pullman Boys? Oh, there's another thing I gotta look into. But so those are some of the things on the horizon. I will be working on that 25 greatest blank horror films released in the last 25 years. You can probably find reviews that I've done over on. Oh, Bill Pullman and his son are both going to be in Spaceball too. I didn't know that. I did not know that. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to do the Naked Gun review for that. And other than that, you'll see me around. I'm thinking about probably getting back into the either A, live streaming, or B, podcasting thing, because I can touch on really anything I want. I don't have movies in my title anymore, though I do know that most people are here to listen to me talk about movies. And it's just masturbation if I'm not doing anything to meet you guys halfway. If I'm just talking about self-indulgent crap, I don't need a mic or a camera to do that. What I really am trying to do is connect with the audience and cultivate something nice, you know? Forever grateful to those of you that are here in the chat right now. Obviously, like y'all are my ride or dies. I feel like that at no matter what scale I'm functioning at, y'all legitimately seem to come by and engage with me and hear what I have to say, and that means a whole lot. So thank you for that. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please click the thumbs up button. It really helps out, I hear. And until next time, I'm Jeremy. Be terrible. I don't know. I stole it from my room.